Greetings, Earth, back with another video. As I was saying, you don't have to subscribe, you don't have to click like or anything like that. I don't think I'm gonna make it on video anyways. Go ahead, sell my image to my ex-wife to check out how I'm doing, if I'm doomed or not. I don't care. I'm making videos for people that are out there that my tell my story in the future when Brazilians or Americans murder me or something. I notice now that my past life was a life setup, was a life simulation. Now that all my fake friends from past life, they are all transferred to some crash pad or some hidden fake Google office. Most of them are faking to be working on Uber or some car BS apps. Most people that I knew back in the days, they are positioning themselves to try to take over like business by destroying my life, by using me as a center of everything, so that they can position themselves in the business that we used to do. And most of them, they use me to appreciate the business, to show them, to point out the business that would be great for Brazil or third world countries. Most of these people, they work for the government or organized crime locally. They seem to be getting paid to monitorize my life, myself. They have to make sure that I don't read anything, that I don't advance, that I don't go to school, that I do not work, that I don't make any money. The money that I make is only for basic things, like very silly, small things. They are making sure that I don't evolve, so I don't get into evolution, so that my ex-wife can even become like a superstar from Hollywood or something like that. I wasn't aware of it. I thought life was just simple, and then we just had to live, spend time with people that you knew and family, and then just die. It's not exactly what I thought. That is the truth of life. The truth is what Americans tell you, that is the truth. If they tell that you should kill yourself, that's the truth of the entire world. That's not the truth for me. Most Brazilian children, most Brazilian youth, and Brazilian organized crime, they rape boys. They rape a lot of boys in the past. I had people coming to me and telling me that they were raped back in the days as I was a preacher. I'm not allowed, I'm not supposed to be telling this, because when the people came to me to tell me that they got raped, I thought to myself first, I was like, okay, I'm not a priest, but I'm just gonna listen to this and just like, hold it in. I do what God teaches me, and that's what, keeping the secret. That's what I'm doing, but I'm not a priest. But I noticed in Brazil there was a lot of raping and child molesting in a past life, and which organized crime tried to put into me, try to place on me, so that they can either get married with my ex-wife or take her to like porn industry. That's what it sounds like. I pretend I don't see or I don't hear none of that, because I noticed that we need to keep in hope. Hope is the best feeling, or the best, it's the key of, it's almost the purpose of life. It's hope, because there's a time in your life that I've been through this already. I know, and I can tell you, I've been there, I've done it. Not what criminals or Satan are trying to make you believe, but I'm talking about like experience of life, like going through a very tough time. That's what I'm trying to say. Most of people on earth, like especially South American, third world countries, ghettos and favelas, and all the nasty people that they are there just to pound your cortex, to make you like evil. They make everything pornography or like or evil, so that there is no straight talk. That's what I'm telling you right now. There's so much more in life than just sex, which that's what poverty does. Poverty, it's funny, because they walk together with rich people. Rich people, they don't really have a personality. They're just they're kind of like robotic. They like, oh, we gotta make money. We are the owners, and you gotta obey, and that's it, and just move out of the way. They don't want you to have hopes that you can make something in life. If they notice that you're making anything, any progress, they make sure to pay someone to stalk on you, to harass you, just like they do with my neighbors and supposed neighbors. My neighbors is funny because politics in my country, they're cloning my neighbors. They clone my neighbors to push me to wonder why they're cloning my neighbors, to push me to hit the books. If I hit the books, whatever I read, they take the information somehow and then they apply onto their lives because they have the material, they have the supply, they have the money, and they keep me poor. So they are trying to make me a modern slave of like free updates and free upgrades and free up data of information and status of United States and other first world countries. That's what they're trying to do to me. That's why I stopped studying. That's why I quit and everything else. Now I'm trying to live a simple life. Everything was a setup. Family was set up. Marriage was set up. United States was set up. I love to say that I appreciate the time that I've been with the United States. I wouldn't be telling you half of what I know or think or how I feel in the state of my living, my state of my thoughts, state of mind. It's peaceful. I'm peaceful with God, with the Lord, with even books and the words. People just tend to make it looks bad. I think it's good to know like the knowledge that I know like about, not that I know, but that they tell me, the United States tell me that it's possible. But unfortunately, you can move. It's like chess. You can move one piece without a consequence. For example, sometimes I want to talk about the presidents of the United States, but they're not just one. And before I thought it was just one, but now I know there's not just one, but multiple presidents is illegal. So me to go out and explain the world why it's been illegal by having multiple presidents, it's kind of difficult because I don't study about that subject, but I know a little bit and I have my own opinion about it. The point that I'm trying to point out right now is that they made my life a simulation. Now they're placing me in an area that there's no money flow, there's no labor to be done, and they're teaching me, they're separating me from society, and they're putting a bunch of like afrodescendents that they were positioned over many of us people in my kind and my race, my DNA, to stalk me and my wife and theirs and their wives. Then we lived believing that these people were our friends, but they weren't. They were like watching us and working towards to destroy marriages. Now I see there's a lot of Afro-descendants taking over marriages. They are broken. So now I know the project of a better man. That's what was happening. I did not know. I thought that, for example, when I was arguing with my ex, I thought that was like legit. I thought that was like something that really happened, but it wasn't. Someone was suggesting that to me. I can't go back, but now I know that was thought provoking, thought suggesting. I did not know the mysteries of the thought and the subconscious and the conscious, the existence, and which I don't exist, but I thought I used to exist. But by having a car, I thought I had the coolest existence of the universe. I didn't. So that's that. But the funny thing is that it doesn't matter how many times I say that, it seems there is a bigger power telling people not to listen, not to understand the truth, that we are all being fooled. In few years from now, I will be online telling you the exact same subject, but maybe several years older, maybe 72 years old, and then you're gonna be like, what is this old man is talking about? But what I'm talking about has been happening over and over and over and over again. We are all trapped in our countries. There is like organized crime on the jungle waiting for those that give up to murder them. They're either on the jungle or they're either on the mountains, because that's what Jesus said. When things get tough, run to the mountains. but that the criminals, they don't allow it, because once you wake up mentally, they all run to the mountains, they all run to the ghettos and to the jungles, and all your life goals will be watched and copied and stole from them. Let's say, oh, I'm going to start a business. Once you start a business, there's the exact same business being started in the ghetto, or in the jungle, or whatever they are building things. They're all going to be looking for your past life women, because they want to learn about you. They might pay her and pay them to learn about you. They're going to go after your childhood friends, which they'll always betrayed you, and they still might have been betraying you. Eventually, you're not going to trust anyone, so you're going to close yourself up. If you're not healthy like myself, you might get sick faster, because society will pressure you to become depressed, and diseases eventually will occur. That's what they're heading to. That's what they're aiming you to. They will suggest you to do many type of business. They will suggest you to do tattoos, so that other kids can learn from it. As we speak right now, there's kids all over me, there's all over you, because they're kids, they don't have a role model of fathers or mothers, not many of them. Most of them, they're being like pushed by afrodescendants in the streets, or like vagabonds in the streets, and they don't have a real like discipline. So they will use you as a free shell. They will stuck you, they will stuck your body, they will stuck your routine, and they think that this is illegal. And then when you don't like it, when you get mad, they will make you look bad. They will curse at you, they will gossip about you, they will gossip negatively about you. They're gonna make sure that you don't make online. They'll make sure that you don't make on school, that you make no career. That way you're always gonna be dependent on someone. There's many shortcuts that the books of intellectuals teach us to do when this happened. For example, myself, I was bullied in school. I did not know when I was a child. I had the same thoughts as many kids do. Like, there's a lot of kids that they buy a gun, they go there and they shoot everyone, and they go and spend 6 years in jail, and that's it. I won't lie that I didn't think about it, but it's not in my spirit to kill someone, to murder someone. So I didn't do it then. I thought, well, I'm going to quit. This happens to so many people. At the time when they were bullying me in school, the bully wasn't just being bullied. I wasn't just being bullied. The bully was being found, was the foundation of bully. That was on the 80s. I did not know that I'm the foundation of bullies in school, that they were building school and simulating life in the 80s. I did not know. Otherwise, I would have prepared myself. I would never spend my life the way I did. I would had prepared myself and bought an expedition vehicle. Right now, I would be on a go. I would be in the road, being chased by afrodescendants, the tribes, Haitians, and tribes that are all over the world trying to murder who walks by themselves. I would be in my expedition vehicle. I wouldn't be here trying to make a buck. I wouldn't be here begging you for likes and subscribes. If I knew that life was a simulation, I thought that I only noticed that life was a simulation when I was in the United States. Everything I would do, they would take it from me. I would buy a motorcycle, they would take it from me. I would buy a car, they would take it from me. I would get a job, they would take it from me. I would get a girlfriend, they would find her a way so that she would betray me. And then I would get a wife, they would make us break up. There was always something. I was like, wait a second. I am either God, or I'm like an angel, a fallen angel, or I'm like a real special person. Maybe I'm a spirit inside of someone's body. And I started wondering, like, do all these things happen to me? I was like, this is not possible. Now I understand it's a war. It's a war, and they don't want you to know that you're in a war. I remember one time, I was going down to downtown. I was like, oh, I'm going to go out. I'm bored. I'm going through a tough time. It's very, for those that someday were married for real, like in your heart. Not she wasn't, but I was. Like when you are married with someone and you feel in your soul that you're married, like, oh, this is it. And then you divorce. My friend, if you don't have the faith that I have, you might not be able to come back from the hit. It's very difficult to come back to like, wait a sec, let me grab my things, let me function, let me function right again. Not many people come back. So one day I was going to downtown. I was going down, and I always notice afrodescendants talking about spiritual wars. They're kind of. I love afrodescendants. I like them as my friends. I respect them, even though there's always some bad spirit trying to put us to fight or argue. They use some bullshit about nicknames and things that they fight with. White people. I'm not on it, but they're always trying to feed me in. I let it slip, but when I get mad, I get mad. But anyways, one day I was going down, saw a lady kind of trouble in the street, strange. I always noticed, and she passed by me. I was like, she's kind of like looking mad. I was like, is everything okay? She looked at me. She's like, we are in a war. I'm like, but really that serious? After that day, I started wondering, like, what war? Now I know what war. It's a spiritual war. That we in the world, we have, I'm not trying to preach or anything, but we have Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ was dead back in the days for all of that, for all of us. It's a material for people that really don't have any education. So at least you learn that. I should be learning more about it, but I kind of have my own conversation with him. But the thing is, like, the world, there's evil in the world. Evil don't want you to know about Jesus, because if you know about Jesus, there will be rules. If there is rules, you will have to you have to go to church. When you go to church to try be better or learn about the rules, Satan will put a evil inside the church to push you out, because he doesn't want you to learn. He wants you lost. He wants you like chaos. He wants you to wander forever. Because when you're wandering, you don't know where you're heading to. You don't know who you're following. You don't know where direction. You don't know where to look at. You don't know where is the kingdom of heaven. People don't know where is the kingdom of heaven. People are looking at the prostitution, drugs. They are looking everywhere. They don't know. They don't see God. They don't see where is the kingdom. They don't see the throne. They don't see anything. That's why they do what they do against other people. So this is the problem. This is the deal. People, we need to use the descriptions as a law, but people don't. They don't. Governments, fake governments, they don't allow people to graduate, because if they graduate or get married into a happy family, eventually we will be more courts. And if there is more courts, we will need more lawyers. And if there is more lawyers, we will need judges, we will need testimonies, there will be more traffic, we'll need a lot of people to fulfill a lot of jobs. And Satan don't want that. He wants everyone lost. Everyone has tribes, everyone going to the jungles and living in the mud, because in the tribes and the mud and the jungle, it's easy for someone to murder you. Here I am. I'm in Brazil. I'm not getting anything here. I'm not getting married. I'm not getting jobs. I'm being isolated by society. So I go, okay, I have to. At least I'm gonna go out to the jungle. I'm gonna go live in the woods. But that's exactly what Satan wants, because once I'm going, he will send a satanic man, because there's always Satan into a man, that he's always in the jungles, in the ghettos, and favelas and everywhere else, because Satan, he sends demons to get into people. And the demon that he places on people, it's a demon that is very strong. I felt that before. It's a very strong demon, and he loves to take over children as well, because children don't have a lot of neurons to head on. When a demon comes to me, for example, I think about God. I know I tell him, like, I know you're there. I tell the demon, I want you to go away, because I know you're there. I know you're trying. I think about God. I tell prayers, I do all kind of things, but a child don't know those things. So that's why demons take over like analphabets the most, and children and youth. And that's why the world it is the way it is. For you, they are critical. I think you're pathetic when you are critical, because you criticize people because you're trying to put a taboo into people. You have all these criminals, especially afrodescendants, men organized crime about cars. You constantly making signs with one another with your honky. You always charging other people bills that you set them up with their bills so that you can have a door into their house, into their families, because you're evil. You're not being accepted by society, so you want to destroy other people's life like you did to mine. Now I can see it. So that's why I call you pathetic. You criticize me, but you don't see anything ahead of you. I see. Do you know why I don't criticize people online about what their videos is, what their life are, what their house, their parents? Because I seen what it is criticism. There is online, and there is like groups online that they can destroy you. They can be like all day long criticizing you. Some people are so focused. I'm not even going to start it, because once you're reading 5 pages a day on your bullshit book that you think is the book that you should be reading, there is special agents reading 10 pages a day and making sales report every 5 minutes, if you will. All right.